Wonderful. So just a quick reflection on that when we talk about cleansing, often it is people around us who may shame us, blame us, guilt us, and that prevents us from being ourselves, and that prevents us from experiencing contentment. Yes, that's definitely true. And some emotions we label as negative, like grief, we label as negative, but it's a part of life. That's why contentment is not the same as happiness, because life is far life is far richer than the mere experience of happiness. That in life we can have many other emotions and experiences which can be enriching. If our whole life is simply happiness centered, then we will reject all the other enriching parts of our life, where also life is beautiful, life is meaningful. So if you consider somebody wants to live a full life, now happiness is definitely going to be, you could say, happiness is definitely going to be an important part of it. But happiness is not the only experience in life. We may have adventure, we may have excitement, we may even have some anxiety about something that is important for us. There are so many other emotions that are components of a rich life, of a full life. So accepting that those are also valuable, that they are also integral to a meaningful life, that's very important. Now, as far as guilt or shame is concerned, there are two distinct ways of looking at it. The one is that I talked about when we want to be content. There are two distinct drives within us. Now, on one side, we want to be peaceful, but on another side, we also want to be purposeful. Hmm? We don't just want peace. We all want peace of mind. We want peace, but we all want to do some things in life. So sometimes these two can pull us in opposite directions. So the key is that we need to be able to accept ourselves, and that's what will bring peace. But along with that, we need to also aspire to be better, to do better. So accepting and aspiring, both are important. And one thing that leads to aspiring is people having some expectations from us. That when, say, like a child, I was in a college in America, and one boy had a t-shirt had a quote, "I am perfect as I am." Now we can say, "I am valued as I am, I'm valuable as I am." If you say you are perfect, then life has hit a plateau. There's nothing more than perfect, isn't it? So nobody can claim to be perfect. So in some ways, if you say, parents should be accepting and loving their child as the child is. But at the same time, the parents also have a responsibility to push their children to grow up, to become better, to develop more impulse control, to become more disciplined, to actualize their potential. So so others encouraging us, having some expectations from us, pushing us, that is not a bad thing. Cutting off from our life all the people who do that in the name that they are guilting me, they are shaming me, they are blaming me, that's not healthy. But the point is how they do it and how it affects us. That has to be carefully evaluated. So, I should have said, I'll just know this, instead of her framing emotions as good or bad, she framed it as uncomfortable. Yes, exactly. That's a good way of putting it. So sometimes when somebody pushes us to do certain things, it may be uncomfortable, but the thing is that a person can be accepting and still be expecting from us. I accept you as you are, I value you, I love you, and I would like you to be better. And but then if there's only expecting without accepting, then that's when the person feels suffocated. Indian parents are known to have a lot of expectation from their children. Now, Indians do grow up and become achievers in their life. I was talking with one Indian kid. He was telling me that I feel as if my parents don't love me at all. I told him, I have been with your parents, I've talked with your parents. They care a lot about you. In fact, you are the center of their lives. So they do care deeply about it. I said, yeah. He said, I feel as if they love a future version of me and they're just tolerating the present version of me till that future version comes out. Now, that is not a healthy way of a child experiencing the parent's love. So that balance is difficult to achieve. And some people make guilt us intentionally because they want us to keep us under their thumb. Or some people make guilt us not intentionally. They may be are well-wishers, but the way they act could be problematic. So it has to be, so emotions, what a person's emotion is when they do some things and how it triggers emotion inside us. All that has to be very carefully and individually understood and managed. But yes, it's overall good point that rather than classifying emotions as good or bad, you can categorize them more as comfortable and uncomfortable. Thank you. Rather than classifying emotions as simply good or bad or positive or negative, we can classify them more as comfortable or uncomfortable, productive or unproductive, helpful or unhelpful. So, yes, please. You wanted to say something?